Hi, my name is Cameron Batkin and I serve at Richmond Street Community Church of the Nazarene in Maryborough, Queensland, Australia. So Maryborough is located 3.5 hours north of Brisbane by car and is a community of 15 to 20,000 people. Unemployment is high. A lot of young people get to the end of high school and then leave town for university or other work opportunities. This church was planted 20 years ago this year and had come out of a youth young adult service that was happening on a Saturday night as part of the other Nazarene church in town. So probably about 7 years ago, we had started a process. The pastor had left and things shifted very quickly. And so we found ourselves in a situation with no pastor, and we were really wrestling with who we were as a church, as a congregation. And so we really started wrestling with the tough questions. So one of the questions that was asked that I asked in a sermon was, if we were to close the doors of our church today, who would even notice that we ever existed as a church? And that was tough. That was a lot of tears and a lot of prayer. And then 3 months after that, Nazarene, one of our board members, came and said, I really feel God's calling us to do what became Chatterbox. So we had this space, it was empty, it didn't have all the furniture, and it had maybe these 3 or 4 big wooden tables that are behind me, and we had no running water. And Ari was like, if I have an electric kettle and some cake, I can open up the church on the market day and just talk to people and get to know them and build relationships. Australia, I would predominantly characterise as being a post-Christian community society. So we come in contact with people who've never stepped foot in a church. So we can usually tell someone that's new. So they'll take 3 steps into our space and then they'll stop. And then they look at the roof and they look at the things hanging from the roof and they look at the whole room. And then the next thing we can tell is they're usually the first person out with their wallet. And then they'll come up and we'll go, oh, no, please put your wallet away. And they're like, wait, but I want a coffee. Yeah, it's free. But I'd like some food. Yeah, it's free. One of the things that we've always been about since day one was this was never about making it financially sustainable or have people make donations or anything like that. We do take donations. We sort of hide the money box, literally. But people want to give back to what they've partaken in. So we didn't want to stop people from being able to give, but it's not motivated by what we do at all. When they do twig because they see the scripture or whatever around the room, we've had people ask, oh, is this a church thing? And we're like, yeah, absolutely. We're completely unapologetic about that. And then people say, well, does that mean I need to come on Sunday? And we're like, absolutely not. And then people are like, what? You don't want us to come to church? We're like, we do want you to come to church. But we're doing this because this is what we feel we need to do, rather than this is about us building Sunday. This is just us being faithful. So we'll have people with a variety of disabilities who come in with carers. And so we care for them in a variety of ways. So we also have a lot of young mums who come, and there was even a play group here for a while. They like our space because there's space for them to have their strollers and stuff like that. Another group we have is homeless people or people who are struggling with various issues in their lives. And then the other major group is older men who are separated from their families, have been with us every step of the way. So our church has changed because of Chatterbox. It wasn't part of any strategic plan. It was part of, we feel God's calling us to do this now, and we're constantly revisiting how long this is going to last. Like is God still with us? God's still present? We still feel called to this. So I think churches are often scared to wrestle with the tough questions. And we had tough moments. Like there was tears shed. Like it was never like, please don't get the impression that it was all very cut and dry and it was all very easy. But I think the messages of Chatterbox is what local churches are being called to, and that's being there for people, because time is presence, and presence to me is ministry. In a church where you're facing some dark days and you're looking for that next step, is really seek what God has for you, and be faithful to that call.